That was a plague. Okay? So when you have people that are sick, they get put in these cages, all right? And then you see all that quarantine is to put a separation for judgment, man.
That's right.
All right? Now, what you got?
I had a quick one in Proverbs.
Yeah, get that.
Going back to, you mentioned the Israelites that don't really get the substance out of it. Yeah, this is Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
Read that again.
Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
But get wisdom, with all that getting, get understanding. And again, the word understanding is what? It's a substance. All right. So that's why you're not supposed to be light. You're supposed to be heavy in this truth, man.
That's right.
What does that mean? You're supposed to get the true substance. When you're going into the prophecies, like that's the substance. That's the Lord tells you revelation. The spirit of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Right.
So if you ain't really going into the prophecies, then you ain't speaking about Yahushua. You can scream the name of Yahushua all day. But again, we talking about what is the substance that is in Yahushua. Is it just about calling Yahushua? Or is it about doing and saying and doing the things that Yahushua told you to do?
Yeah, just talking about everything that has to do with him. Nothing else, man. Like these other Israelites, they spend so much time on things that don't have to do anything about the end of America. It's so much fluff. It's ridiculous. It's like they are a part of the bread and circuses. They're the circuses.
Right.
And the Lord is not going to have mercy on people like that, because they call people like that in the world meanies, man. These guys are just mean for no reason. Especially when it comes to the Israelite foreigners, man. They have and that has everything to do with Yahushua's return. It's the Israelite foreigners, and these other groups, they're just straight up, they just don't even have any sense of understanding on the fact that we got scattered or dropped our seed everywhere. That is a huge part of Yahushua coming back.
That's right.
Because you're gonna have I just read a message from a brother who's Nigerian trying to figure out where we are in DC on the way down here.
Oh wow.
So there's gonna be a lot more popping up. These guys, they don't talk about that. Like the video the elder apostle Tahar put up with the little little child that looked like an Edomite.
Right.
But acting like a Jake.
Yeah, I mean, and that's hey, like the Zaquan said, the minute you started to notice, they said white man can't jump. The minute white man started to jump and dunk and win dunk contests and stuff like that, then you should have figured, hey, something's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Let's try to do some history.
Right, and any carnal man, I mean, of course, it does take the spirit to fully understand it. But if you know the history, and you be like, and you know the seeds and all, you be like, man, those gotta be the descendants of Mandingo. Yeah. Knowing the history of what Jake did, to the Edomite women and all these other women. But it does take the spirit to understand that seed will be kept, even though the skin tone and the skin color will change. That's when the spirit takes place.
That's right.
All right, because a lot of guys would look at me like, but it's his skin though. He's white. No. He's an Israelite, and there's no such thing as white.
That's right. I had a precept.
Yeah, bring your precept.
1 Corinthians 2:14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Right, the natural man is the natural born Israelite. All right, the natural born Israelite can understand but so much. Okay, and you got a lot more of them than you have the spiritual Israelite. All right, so that's the reason why the majority of our people are what? Majority of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, they're 2/3. They're natural Israelite men. You have some that know they're Israelites, and you have others that have no idea. And they're not really going to know until that last minute. It's if they're part of the 2/3, they're going to know and they ain't going to die. And then they're going to come back, being reincarnated, right, back in this earth, right? As children, as sons of the Most High.
Right. Hell yeah. And that's music. That's music to our ears, man.
That's right.
As much as we've heard that sounds good.
That's right.
That's hearing it again, man.
That's right. I mean,
we banking on that. We banking. That's a promise. We bank on the promises, man. These guys, They don't focus on the promises. They don't talk about the kingdom, man. They make it play. They make it play. They act like this is the kingdom. Every time you hear an interview with Zaryak or somebody with something else, he's always talking about, oh, my wives.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, he's speaking in the present tense. He's speaking as if the kingdom is here. He's living it.
Captain of 13,000. Like, nigga, where is 13,000? You know, like what you got a title, it's just something you're not even doing.
Yeah, but even if let's say that was the case, all right? Let's say that was the case. But those 13,000 are they actual true warriors of Yahweh Bashim Yashad in spirit and truth, or are they just random mixture of grimy Negroes, spakes, and wetbacks, women, children, people that you can't go to war with? That you know you can't, people that you know you can't let your wives around, people that you know you can't go to war with. So what's the point of having, what's that, Alexander the Greek, that devil, what did he say? He said, I fear not a multitude, what did he say? I fear not a multitude of lions led by sheep. If I'm not right, but he said, but I fear a multitude of sheep led by a lion. You know what I'm saying? So you got all these lions, but they led by who? Yeah, these dudes, and these dudes are sheep. Who? They sing sheep, man. They're leading you. So you got a lion out here chasing. Why? Because remember, Alexander the Great was a warrior. All right, and let me say, I hope I'm saying it right, but look that saying again, because I think I'm saying
that's right.
Right.
That's right. I'd rather he said no, I'm not afraid of a multitude of lions led by one sheep.
Right, led by one sheep.
But I am the one to be concerned about is a multitude
of sheep led by one lion. By one lion, that's right. So it is the same. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So at the end, and the scripture tells you, make not thyself an underling to a fool. Right? All right. So once you know the man is showing foolish ways and the breaking down and the doctrine. Oh, Romans 6:17. Romans 6:17. When the man is showing, constant, it's repetitive, man. Acts is just just foolishness in the breaking down in the scriptures. Then you got a problem. Then you got a big problem. You see the thing with these guys, man. When they, the scripture, the Lord said, "Do as they say and not as they do." Meaning the best you can get from a wicked scribe is he's going to say the right thing and do the wrong thing. Now, the worst you get is when he gets to a point where he's saying the wrong thing and doing the wrong thing. So now, these guys are in that place where they're no longer even breaking the scriptures, right, to the percentage of truth that they were breaking. Now, it's all out madness. It's throwing everything up. I'm just going to say whatever I feel, and that's what it is. And that's the gospel. I'm just going to, say, well, John the Baptist is not true. Regardless of precept you got, I don't care. That's gospel, because I said it. And the dude gets in the video talking about if I tell you to go and stand over there in Albuquerque and preach the word, you got to go in there. You ain't asking no questions. Like, y'all, I'm like, and I'm looking at he's speaking, and I'm like, I heard about this type of talk back in the old One West. And that used to work on them old Jakes back then. I'm like, you spinning, you in this generation, you pushing this nonsense?
Yeah, using that old spell.
Yeah, you think that you gonna tell, hey man, get up and go and speak the word of Albuquerque, and I wanna do it? I wish I might, nigga. You tell me that. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But it's them old tricks. They're trying to bring back them old tricks. What's that? 30% tithes and sack days that we heard about. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Go ahead, buddy.
I found a quote. He quoted it right now.
All right, just read it one more time.
Yeah, this is Alexander the Great. It says, I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep.
Right.
I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion.
Right, so on all of these other camps, you got sheeps leading the flock, their flock of lions to the slaughter. All right? Why? Because those sheep are not actual sheep. They're wolves in sheep's clothing.
That's right.
All right? They're wolves. And what you know, and I made a video about it through Spirit, about wolves. Right quick, Job 12, 7 says, ask the beast, and it shall tell you. When you watch Animal Planet, you learn a lot, man. I'm telling you, because you got animals and the way and their instincts. And when the Lord refers to a particular beast, and then he says a man acts like that particular beast, and then you looked at the beast and you're like, whoa, and it makes you understand how wicked, you know what I'm saying, certain men can be, man. You got it? Yeah.
Job chapter 12, verse 7.
Right.
But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee.
Right now, I'm gonna give you an example. When it comes to lions, right? If you notice lions, how they kill their prey, they suffocate their prey, right? By going after the jugular, give it that bite. Why? Because they're trying to stop the oxygen, so you would die before they start tearing your ass up, so you wouldn't feel the pain. That which is mercy. You know what wolves do? Like us, certain other animals, like hyenas. I don't know, you seen it. The animal is still alive, and they're eating the guts are flowing out, the leg is off, and the animal's screaming. Half of his body's ate up. You seen that? Eating these animals, that's what wolves do. They go in there and they start eating, man. So when they look at your prey, they eating what? And they I guess they get off of that pain. So imagine a man, an Israelite man, being compared to that wolf. That means he's coming, he's destroying you, and he knows he's doing it, and he actually gets off on it. That's high levels of wickedness, man. And sometimes when you're a good brother, you have a hard time understanding how a man can be that wicked. But you got men that are wired like that. And you have to be able to wake the hell up and understand that just because you're good don't mean everybody good with the Lord. Yeah, Matthew.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 34.
Right, so let's find out about the Lord and how when you see these prophecies happening, it's all the spirit of Yahushua. Go ahead.
Matthew 10, verse 34. Think not I am come to send peace on earth.
Right.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Right, so the Lord said he came not to send peace, but a sword. And you see, there's been wars going back to what? I mean, as long as we've been born, really, this nation has been at war. Okay? Now this things are ratcheting it up to the Third World War. Okay? So why? Because in the war is a sword, especially the World's War, because millions of people died. In the first and the second world, I think the Second World War, they're talking about numbers of 78 million people died. So you got weapons, people dying of weapons, diseases, people getting drug abuse substances. Some of these soldiers catch all kinds of diseases. They're all whacked out. And then you have some of these engines are made out of chemicals that are what? Detrimental to your health. So the man who's out here constructing all these bombs and weapons, after the weapon is manufactured, sent to kill people, he dies. Because he got cancer off of being exposed to this shit. That's right. So you're making a weapon to kill people, and then you laying in bed with your lungs all fucked up. Which is all the sword. That's the judgment of the Lord.
Well, that's that precept. The pit that he dig, he fell into it himself.
No,
we
we don't smoke.
No,
we don't smoke.
This says the pit that he dig, he shall fall into it himself, like it says in Psalms.
Yeah, that's the Israelite woman. You know it, because that's what Israelite women do. They interfere and they speak and they stop men in their speech like that. That's a common trait. Alright, you can tell, man. Right, continue. Yeah, continue on that, Buckshot.
Come on. Verse 35, Matthew 10 and 35.
Right.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
There you go. That's what you have to understand, the part of prophecy. You know, Yahushua is bringing division. He's bringing a man at variance against his father, man. And these things are happening carnally, spiritually. There's divisions happening all over the place.
Hey, Nate's building families.
There you go.
ICPK is building families. They're bringing black people
you keep
together.
blaspheming, your kids gonna be retarded. Some of your kids are already retarded. Hello?
So you see that? That's why the Lord is bringing division, man. You can't be with a cat like that. He bugged out. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be separated from him. He's part of the rotten apples, man.
That's right.
All right? Go ahead.
Come on. Continuing on, Matthew 10 and 35. For I am come to set. Matthew 10 and 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father,
Right.
and the daughter against her mother.
Right, and you see that going on with you Israelites, man. Right? You get into these Wall Star videos and you see mothers fighting with their daughters, man. Beating the shit out of each other, man. These things
fighting
happen.
each other in front of their daughters.
Yeah. You know, dudes, I mean, so it's all kinds of divisions happening. But that is the spirit of Yahweh Shai doing that.
Right.
Why? Because the spirit of Yahweh Shai, he prophesied that it was going to happen. And why? It's also the time of judgment. Okay? So now everybody is being exposed what they really are. They're being exposed. So it tells you that every word of man shall be made manifest of what kind it is. And it shall be what? It shall be judged by fire. Man. So our works are being manifested, we being judged and tried by fire. Their works are being manifested, and it's out there in the web, the internet, for the whole world to see. So once you already committed the act, and the whole world can witness to the act, the next thing that comes is what? It's judgment. And that's how the Most High operates. It's the act, the witness, and then the judgment.
You got people basically dry snitching or snitching on themselves by recording themselves doing something, and then posting it up on the internet, and then they get locked up about it, wondering how they got locked up. Yeah. It's because you exposed yourself. There was a Jake that was holding a gun to his woman, you know, in the house, popped the gun off, and it was basically holding a woman gunpoint and saying, "You will have my baby."
Yeah, that shit on live.
Had it on live, bro.
See that? See that? He said Lord's generation, man. But the Lord sit there. Why? Because that's how all the works of men are being exposed. Because we know certain men got their own darkness, you know, and whatnot. A lot of people walk around, you don't know what they're doing in the dark. But the Lord's spirit is so strong, now he's making all these people reveal what they're doing in the dark, out there in the open, man. So that when the Lord comes and judge and all this mass death goes down, are you going to sit here and say, why is the Lord killing so many people? That's unrighteous. When you know, when you go online and you click, the majority of the world is bugging the fuck out, man. With transgenderism, homosexuality. The whole world is now resistant to the wickedness. They're binding to the wickedness. So when the judgment comes, you're going to feel bad for the world? That means you're wicked.
They don't speak on it.
That's
if
right.
they don't indulge in it, then they don't speak on it, or
They follow it, they like it.
Yeah. They rest their judgment upon it.
Like, you got this RuPaul bullshit coming out. How the fuck is, you don't see Negroes, Hispanics, and you don't see our people getting on that shit, man. They're putting that shit on TV. Why? Because they're trying to get the men of Israel to be weak and to be feminine. But you don't see the resistance from Israel, man. That's why when the mass death comes, you can't feel bad. The Lord said, don't pray for them, man. Right. They don't get down on their knees and condemn this place. Right. Who does that? It's the elect, beginning with the true prophets, man. We get on our knees and we send curses, man.
That's right.
When we wake up, we send curses, man. We ask for blessing and we send curses.
Yeah, get real quick, Revelation 11:6. That's why this whole coronavirus thing is popping off. Yeah. It's mainly in part because of us pushing the vibration of these things happening, man. Right. The Lord is smiting the earth with all the old plagues of Egypt, and he's going to continue to, man.
Right.
You got disease and people being unhealthy is at an all-time high. As much as trending being vegan and being healthy is right now, you have motherfuckers dropping dead, man.
That's right.
High diabetes, you know, dropping dead, having heart attacks. You know, I just seen a video today. Oprah fell on. She was doing a speech, and she took a tumble.
Nice.
You know, I don't know if she tripped or she passed out, whatever.
Oh, she hit the.
Yeah, she hit the deck.
Woo, nice.
And right when she was, and the crazy thing is, she was talking about balance in the body, and then the bitch fell over. You know, an angel pulled one of these. While she was walking.
We gonna. I'm telling you, we witnessing the downfall of Eve, man. Who is bigger as far as like so-called, you know, as far as Israelite that you know through carnal, physically, you know who's bigger than Oprah? It's Eve. She's the biggest Eve that we know. Do you know Eve bigger than Oprah?
Nope.
I don't.
She was the first woman billionaire out of women.
Shit, that was self-made.
Yeah,
So
out of
the Lord,
women. Not even.
The Lord made her hit the deck. That's so spiritual. That's so spiritual, man. You know how embarrassing that is, but it's so spiritual, so symbolic. Alright, the Kobe Bryant death. Yeah, you can go into it, but to us as spiritual men, we understand what's going on. The Lord's saying, I'm ending this entertainment bullshit, man. I'm ending this entertainment bullshit, man. I'm ending the distractions that, and for the most part, it's still distracting who? The elect.
It reminds me of that scripture, though, in Ezekiel when the Lord said, look again, and the people do more worship. Because now after Kobe Bryant died, you think people will wise up?
Oh, yeah.
Now what they doing? Getting tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Naming their children after this man. You know, idolizing him.
That's why these signs and the message is really for us.
That's right.
I mean, a lot of these great deaths and all that, you be like, oh, the 2/3 are gonna get. 2/3 ain't gonna understand nothing, man. Why can't you get that? All the messages that the Lord sent us for us, because He knows that every time you feel down, you feel a little messed up, and you see something like that, it's like, okay, it's judgment. You know, the Lord is moving. He's doing His thing, man.
Proverbs 17 verse 15. He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to the Lord.
Call it, read again.
Proverbs 17 and 15. He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to the Lord.
Right, because that's the thing. They're going into, and the scripture tells you the righteous is an abomination to the wicked, and the wicked is an abomination to the righteous. So that's why you have to understand, as hard as you go for righteousness, right? Understand that the Lord has wired, for sake of examples, He has wired individuals to go hard for wickedness. But the thing is, wickedness, a lot of times, that's what the scripture says, what? The sons of these world, or the world of what? Why is it in Daniel?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Because the thing about wickedness and the thing about the serpent Esau and the nations is that you always expect, you expect the villain to move as the villain. Why in the world would the villain move as the villain?
Yeah.
That's not being a serpent. The villain is gonna move as if he's righteous. And that's what a serpent does. That's what the scripture tells you in Sirach 25. There is no head above the head of a serpent, man. You have to be, the Lord tells you to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Look at Esau. He ain't out here throwing hands. You see Esau throwing hands? But he's been the top nation for 800 years without quote unquote throwing hands. Why? Because it's all about knowledge. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Right.
When you have the wisdom, the knowledge, a lot of time you ain't gotta do shit. Alright? That's why we gotta, up a level, man. You gotta be more spiritual. The scripture said there is strength and wisdom. But unfortunately, the scripture also says, scripture also says that the strength of young men, is their what? It's their bodies.
I got the precept recorded. This is Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
That's right.
There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
That's right. So, and that's what it is. Why? Because our people sitting there expecting Esau, the devil that the Bible speaks of, to come out and say, yeah, well, you know what? You know what, Negroes? Yeah, them guys in the street, they've been right, man. I am that serpent that tempted Eve back then. It was me. I accept it. I acknowledge it, I am that guy. I am the devil that your Bible speaks. You think he's going to do that? Why would he do that? Then that would make him the serpent. That would make him the great serpent that deceived Eve. And that's still deceiving the spiritual Eve, which is who? The nation of Israel, man. They got to be cunning, man.
Revelation 11:3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
All right, that's what we're doing right now. This is with the northern and southern kingdom coming together. Go ahead.
Verse 4, Revelation 11:4. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the power of the earth. If any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will.
That's the power that we have. That's why you see this thing hyping up, man.
Right.
We've been praying for the coronavirus or something like the coronavirus to happen to here in America, man.
Right.
We've been praying for this thing to amp up. We've been telling you it's going to start in these other countries and it's going to come here.
That's right.
That's our doings. We're literally facing the east and been sending them curses
That's right.
on a regular basis.
That's right. That's our prayers and the request that we sent to the Lord is being answered.
It's not that. That's power.
Right.
It's not that power. The things that we're asking our power to do, He's doing. These things that these people ask, nothing happens in the future. We're talking about dramatic stuff. You know, like economy crippling stuff being requested. You know, that we're asking for.
That's right.
And the reason why it's working is because we have faith.
Right.
The Lord hears us and He knows that we have faith. And that this thing ain't just gonna go out like a fairy tale no more.
That's right.
You still got Ezekiel?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get that real quick.
God.
Cause we in them times where everything we said is coming to pass, man. You people gonna start getting jacked up. You know, a lot of you people, you got these different viruses, it's chilling in you, and you gonna drop dead on April 1st.
Yeah.
This might have been the perfectly planned plague, so that way on April 1st, a rack of people just drop dead.
Yeah. And,
you know?
And if I can say this, like you said, brother, a lot of these vaccines that, you know, that you took as a baby, they were just sitting there to be, it was like ticking time bombs, you know what I'm saying? They're like sleeper cells, sitting there waiting for another chemical to hit you, maybe in 10, 20, 15 years, and then it just like brings that massive disease, you know, and it wakes up. And then all of a sudden, that's why they're talking about, well, cancer, cancer runs in the family. No, it don't. Cancer don't run in no, it's not something that, my grandmother had cancer, so I get it. No, man. But what it is, what runs in the family is what? A bunch of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans taking your ass and taking your children over there for this serpent to put his fang on you, man. All right? Which the fang is that syringe, that syringe. That's a serpent. That's a serpent's fang. It's the syringe. While the Lord tells you, man, it's not supposed to have cuttings. But for Esau to inject his bullshit, his image, he's got to cut through your what? To your life, to your mind, to your spirit, with his image, and then the seed of his image, he's got to cut through your skin. But either way, he's going to pierce through, man. It's a puncture. All right, so the syringe, that's Esau's fang as a serpent. That's right. So you going out there giving your kids to put his venom in your child, and then what you think he's going to do? Because he's got a plot to bring something else that's going to collude with that and spark these diseases, man.
Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 21. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth?
Right, like Iran, the whole thing with Iran. Iran got struck in the middle of at the beginning of January. People think that stuff's not gonna happen. But guess what? The wars, Syria is in complete debacle and chaos right now. And Syria is not far from Iran. All right, and you have these troops. You got U.S. backed troops fighting Iranian backed troops, fighting Russian backed troops. That's a war. That's like a secret war going on. Yeah, that's right. You know, where because literally it's Iran and the U.S. fighting each other, but it's Syrians doing the fighting. Yeah, and that's how it is in a lot of different countries.
Because the reason why they do that is so that if the conflict would never really be something where the two nations go together, you know, go at each other. They could always blame it on, well, you know, a proxy team of ours, you know, a rogue team decided to help these guys to hit your troops. They can always lay back on that, but the Lord is going to remove that. But the Lord allowed it. Why? Because prophecies has to happen in their time and seasons. It's not time for Israel, Iran, you know, America, and all of these nations to butt heads straight, you know, like to that extent yet. Why? Because the scripture tells you all hell has got to break loose in all of these nations' respective cities, man. That's what you got to see before you see the Third World War. All hell breaking loose. The political process has to fall apart because most people, although they're ignorant, they're not going to sit here. Even Americans, as ignorant as these Babylonians are, they're not going to sit here and sign up for a Third World War while they're chilling. You got to bring them in a confused, chaotic state of mind where the political process is gone. You get a total takeover of the executive branch, right? because of martial law, then the heads can just decide to say, hey, you know what, we're going to nuke this place and we're going to do that, and we're going to set all of our troops and we're going to put a draft. That's the only way that you can push that, man. So the Lord is matricularly moving towards what? The end of these prophecies, man.
Yeah.
All right?
And very soon, people are not going to be looking at us like we're crazy anymore. They're going to be looking at us like, how did you know? You know, can you show me how you knew? By then, it's too late.
Yeah.
To ask the questions of how you knew. Look, it's going on, you know, at that point. And then another thing, a beautiful thing is the end of our prophesying and our teaching is coming up real soon.
That's right.
Look, if this coronavirus and this economy is on the track the way that it is, we not going these streets are going to be shut. The prophecy about the doors in the city and the streets being shut is going to come to pass.
That's right.
We're going to have to go do the work in our quadrants if the Spirit is saying that, you know, throughout the churches.
That's right.
Or however the orders are going in them times. Because right now, the track that we on right now, because remember, this person in Seattle, I don't know if that was the death, but this person in Seattle got that disease at the end of January. All right, here it is a month later and they're dead. So now, we waiting another month, man.
Yeah. And in another month, and these numbers are gonna start that they're gonna go up every month, every 14 to 27 days. These numbers are gonna
look, man. There might not be an NBA playoffs for real. There might not be an NFL draft. They're talking about Tokyo cannot, Japan can't handle the Olympics.
Right, they're saying they can't contain it. Because you got, I seen a video of some Ammonites in the streets fighting for face masks.
Oh yeah,
They were going at
on
it.
each other and shit.
Yeah, going at it. The man and the woman, two married couple, fighting for face masks, man.
You with the coronavirus?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, this dude threatening to spit on people.
Yeah. And then these Moabites, they're purposely spreading it. They're like, fuck it, we gotta go out. Everybody gotta go out.
Listen, if you coming out, you can come out and spray that shit and spit. You know, and the brother and the elect of Yahweh by Shemel Shah's mouth, that shit ain't gonna have us. It's not gonna contaminate us, man. These are plagues. These are curses. These plagues are sent, and they got people's names on it. Right. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand. That's why we are not to worry about these things. They come in. They're spiritual weapons that the Lord is using on the left-hand side, and it's got people's names on it. So you can put that, you can come and cough that shit in my throat. I'm not gonna get that shit. I'm part of the Zah. I'm a part of the elect, man. Even if I get it, that should be right out.
It said that death and famine we shall laugh. You know what I'm saying? These things don't terrify us, man. They get us excited.
Yeah.
You know, we get excited at how the Lord is gonna protect us. We know, look, this is our last go round.
Right.
All right, the Lord ain't gonna jack us up and throw us back into slavery. You know what I mean? We're in a time when the Lord is going to start giving us powers. The word that we were just reading at, go back to Ezekiel.
That's right.
The Lord is revealing His spiritual power to His men.
That's right.
The power to heal and be protected.
That's right.
You people out here in this world, you ain't got no protection.
That's right.
You don't have no mask big enough to stop the plagues from hitting your ass.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
And if I can add this, like the brother said, one of the powers that I always wonder, you know, about when the Lord always, executes it, because a lot of times the motivation and the faith and the hope comes with certain results. When you actually see things that the Most High has done, and you know without a shadow of doubt He's done it. It's the control of the mind of the opposition. When somebody or an entity or whatever is opposed, whether it be a court, right? When brothers might go to court, a person